Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. This is our Pickaway County Special Edition. We have Steve Sawyer of Circleville ArtsaRound, our guest today, talking about some upcoming events, not only in the month of December as we close out 2023, but looking ahead to the new year of 2024. Today's interview brought to you by Kingston National Bank. Back with Steve Sawyer right after this.
Wherever you are there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
Welcome back to Litter Media Live, Pickaway County Special Edition. I'm Mike Smith along with Steve Sawyer. Steve, welcome back. Good to have you with us.
Good to be back.
Again, if people missed our first interview that we had some months back, tell us about ArtsaRound.
Well, ArtsaRound is a not-for-profit organization that promotes the arts in Pickaway County. We display in the gallery the visual arts, but we're also involved in some of the musical stuff and things that are not visual, like paintings and so forth. So what we try to do is we try to promote it wherever we can. And we have a few events coming up this month.
Something that we had a news story on littermedia.com a number of months back that ArtsaRound was involved in, and that was the planned Pickaway County events calendar for 2024. And this is an involvement that ArtsaRound had in the. Well, tell us about what role you guys played in this.
Okay, well, we have this competition every year to make pictures in the calendar. And the purpose of the calendar is we have a scholarship fund where we provide scholarships to CCAD for kids 8 through 11 in grade. And then we send them up there, and this is how we do the fundraising for that.
Okay.
The calendar sells for $15. And any profits we make off of that goes into the scholarship fund.
Great. Now, a few of the pictures, I think you've got a couple of examples that, if you can show us, that will appear on a respective month in the calendar. And this is one of them.
Yeah.
And then you had one from, I think, last year's calendar that showed up. Okay. So this is something that you will probably do for 2024 as well, looking for 2025?
Yeah, it's our annual thing. We basically do it every year, and again, it provides the scholarship money.
So if you missed out on getting your work considered for a month of the year of 2024, take heart, you'll have another chance next year.
And then what we do with it is at the bottom of every page, we have the people who are supporting it.
Okay.
So you can see not only the picture, but you can also see who is supporting the cause.
Now, does it have to be a photo, or could it be a drawing or a painting?
It could be anything. We have to have, of course, an image to put in here, but it can be any kind of art that they might have.
But it has to have something to do with Pickaway County.
Yes.
Okay. Now, there's a number of events coming up, and if you are not familiar with this, the magazine that comes out through the Outdoor Discovery, Explore Pickaway County, this is their basically equivalent to their Convention and Visitors Bureau, and that does include events from ArtsaRound when it shows you, particular month, week, and so forth, just an example of what you see in their magazine. So you were telling me before we got on the air that there's a couple of events early and mid-December you wanted to talk about.
Yeah, the first thing is we're sponsoring a musical event. It's the Tuba Christmas. I don't know if you're familiar with that or not. It's been around for about 50 years, and it tours around different cities. And then on December 2nd, there will be at downtown at the Pumpkin Show Park, and we're sponsoring that. And it's kind of it's tuba, sousaphones, all the big brass, and then they do a Christmas type special.
But it's an outdoor event.
It's an outdoor event.
Yeah. And again, how many years have we been doing that?
50.
50 years.
This is the 50th anniversary.
Wow. Okay. Very good. And that is again on what date?
December 2nd.
Okay. And I thought you said something about December 8th?
December 8th, we're holding our calendar gala.
Mm-hmm.
That's involved with the calendar.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of everybody can come, but all the artists who have work in the calendar, we're displaying their art.
Oh, great.
So we've limited it to 3 per artist, but it's going to be quite a bit because that would be at least 36 if we get full coverage on it.
And where is that event taking?
It's going to be at the gallery.
Okay. Which is located again?
135 West Main, Centralville. It's in the old bank building.
Okay.
Right next door to the Ted Lewis Museum.
Gotcha. What hours are we looking at?
It's 6:30 to 8:30.
Okay. And that again on December the 8th.
Yes.
Now, looking into 2024, what events are coming up?
Well, we have a wide variety of things that we're in the process of scheduling. We're going to be holding a photography classes. That's in cooperation with the Mount Olive, I think it is, Photography Club. And
This is at Mount Pleasant? Mount Pleasant Photography Club.
Mount Pleasant. And what they'll be doing is they'll be holding at the library. We're in cooperation with the library. And through the winter through spring, they're going to be holding classes there that we're sponsoring. And the idea is if you've never done anything with photography, you can come in with the basic and then proceed through the classes until you become a little more expert.
Yeah. Is this a certain age group or open for everybody?
Pretty much everybody. And then we have, further on, we have a series of workshops we're going to be doing. Those will be held by Cheryl Cherry. She was a former art teacher at Days Valley. And what she's doing is she's doing a series of, I think it's 5 workshops. And you can check it on our Facebook page. And they're kind of interesting. I'm not allowed to say they're classes.
Okay.
Because that's a no-no.
Oh, really? Okay.
They are workshops.
Workshops. Some of those that Steve's referring to, one is Altered Journal, which is working with mixed media, the art of abstract collage, create your own abstracts for painting, and learn to use value in a drawing. Now, that sounds intriguing. What is the behind the story on that?
Well, I'm not completely sure on all this stuff. This is Cheryl's stuff, and let's see, here's some of hers.
There you go, right there. Yeah. And that is, let me read some of that if they can't read that on the screen. It says, if you think this looks difficult, it's not. And there's a very complicated image there. It's almost like a 3D. Do you want to try something different but equally relaxing? Try our drawing workshop, it says. The workshop will focus on design and shading, and they'll create their drawing in the cubism abstract style. I'll have to pass this along to my daughter because that sounds like something that she will definitely be interested in. Then later in 2024, March, I believe it is, you have a show for developmental disabilities.
Yeah, that's still in the planning stages. But what we're going to be doing is for the month of March, we're going to have an art show. Basically, we'll do the initial at the library, because if anybody's familiar with the gallery, we are not accessible.
Right.
So we'll have the initial one at the library and then move all the art into the gallery and display it for the month.
In April of 2024, and I know you've had, I'm pretty sure this we had a story on this last year, the Pickaway County High School Art Show competition. So is that the actual winners are displayed in April, or is that the start of the contest?
That's when it starts of the contest, and usually within a couple weeks into the April, then we have the actual winners posted. But we display the art from all the high school students within the county.
Okay. And some other news, membership, increased discount to members of 10%. New artists, Mary Poling, Kyle Schultz, Stephanie, is that Spite?
I'm assuming so.
Okay, and Heidi Harris. You have a chance to talk with the artist and a meeting. You always have your meeting on the second Tuesday of each month. Is that for members only?
No, it's open to the public.
Okay.
And if you want to come in and see what we do and have some input, you can come in on those dates.
Very good. Now, you brought some things in. I think we discussed this in your previous visit on the show, and you brought some demonstrations or models that you can explain what this is.
Well, last time I was in, we discussed lithophanes, which were an 1830s technology, and I've recreated it for the modern century. And this, for instance, is an idea of what you can do. What you do is you do a carve into the media, which in this case is cast acrylic, and you only see the picture when you hold it up to the light.
Okay. Now, for those that can't make that out on our camera, this is carved in, and it's an eagle head behind or with the American flag, but it's a 3-dimensional, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Might be able to get.
If we hold it up maybe that way. And then an actual wood carving, is that an example of the finished product? Or
No, this is actually some of the stuff that we discussed before is what I do.
Okay, very good. And got it upside down. There's some like pumpkins in a basket. Yeah.
That was Pumpkin Show. We had a great pumpkin show this year.
Yeah.
The best pumpkin show we've had so far. And we sold a lot of items, had a lot of visitors, which is essentially what we're working toward. We want to get more and more visitors coming into the gallery. And it was a good opportunity for us. We actually put a tent out front. First time we've tried that. That worked well. And as I said, we've been around 3 years in our current building. And this is the first year we tried this, and yeah, we're happy with it.
With people that, and I don't know if I remember if we touched on this or not, people that come in and say, I don't know a whole lot about art, but I'd like to learn. Is there room for those folks? Yeah.
And one of the things that we're doing is we're trying to figure out what kind of classes we can hold. One of the questions I've had from especially a lot of younger people, they don't actually go to the art classes in school, but they want to learn art. So that's one of the things we're doing with the new classes, or I should say workshops.
Workshops. I'll have to remember that as well.
And so that's the idea behind that. It's been something that I've been asked a lot to do, so we're going to launch that in 2024. Okay.
And again, that is those workshops, that runs February through May of 2024. Artist ages, they suggest, age 12 through 112. So pretty much open to anybody 12 and over. But yeah, those, is that required sign up to be in on those workshops?
Yeah, because there is going to be limited capacity. We're holding it within the gallery. So we can do probably 10 to 12 people. And so that's what we're looking for.
Is it too early to sign up now?
It is right now because we haven't officially scheduled it. The first one is February 4th. And that one will be up on the website and on our Facebook page probably within the next couple of weeks maybe.
And that's the best way to probably get signed up is through your social media sites?
Yes.
Okay. Steve, anything else about closing out 2023 and opening 24 as far as ArtsaRound that you want to touch on before we close?
Well, we're also going to try to do a winter sale with the increase in our up to 10% on our membership. People can come in and buy a membership, and then they get that discount. And depending on what they buy, they could make the money back with the discount.
Yeah.
It costs $25 for an annual membership, and we'd like to have as many people come in and become members as possible. There are other things you get. You also get a email. You get a newsletter, and so we're going to be trying to roll out more things for the membership as we go into this next year.
Very good. Well, Steve, we appreciate your coming down to visit with us again, and maybe since we're covering everything pretty much through the spring, when we get closer to summer, we'll have you back and look on into the second half of 2024.
Okay.
Again, Steve Sawyer with ArtsaRound up in Circleville, our guest today on a special edition of Leonard Media Live for Pickaway County, brought to you by Kingston National Bank. I'm Mike Smith.